Hey all, and welcome back to Astral Chain. I hope you like dictionary definitions of things, because you'll be getting them whenever a file starts.
Just hitting you over the head with the symbolism of the chapter.
Playthrough, synonymous with walkthrough, or guide. Could be spoken, could not be. I don't care, get out of my house, why are you here? So yeah, we beat the thing. We exhibited some crazy powers last time, so, I don't know, maybe, Joseph Calvert will want to know about this.
Big Gendo Ikari vibes, but let's just forget about that for now. He's the head of Neuron here. I'm sure he's a fine, upstanding man.
Why did they want these twins so badly from, like, the previous place they were? Did they have high test scores? I seem to recall them being pretty exemplary, but otherwise, was it just for the aesthetic? Man, Akira, I wish your hair mimicked mine, color-wise.
Wait a minute, Commander.
It's okay, we're a delinquent.
I guess so. Or maybe Akira dyed her hair, who knows?
You couldn't have run this by me before?
I mean, it would be slightly easier to go for the darker to the darker hair colour than the other way around, but it looks more like, you know, Rock was the one who dyed his hair, because I mean, you don't get that colour yellow naturally.
Well, you do in anime land.
The nice thing is, if you do end up changing your skin tone, your twin there does reflect the skin tone, so at least there's consistency there. Hair you can dye, skin you can't, ethically at least.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, there was a cutscene later in the game, lore here by the way, we'll get to that in a second, there's a cutscene later in the game where it's a flashback, where you see the dad end one, and I was so worried for a microsecond, that it would just be the default white characters responding to him, and it was like, oh, it's fine, everything's fine. So yeah, chimeras, bad guys. Gates, bad things. They let chimeras through. Humanity, kind of fucked, honestly. We're all living on this one big thing called the Ark right now, which I guess is like a floating country/continent and whatnot. The rest of the world is kind of shit out of luck right now.
Basically, yes.
Portals popped up everywhere, chimeras came in, they grabbed people, they killed people. It's kinda bad. But then again, not much different if you lived somewhere like Saskatchewan.
Okay, he's mentioning this now, the Ark. It's... The symbolism of this game is not trying very hard to disguise itself. By the time you reach the end of the game, you'll be like, really? And the game will be like, yes, now dodge this meteor I'm throwing at you.
All of humankind will be pulled.
One of the things that I have always appreciated with Platinum Games' games is that generally, when they do symbolism, it is a little bit more subtle or nuanced, I would say. Like, they're not subtle or nuanced. Well, they're not subtle games, but they've always been a little bit more subtle with how they do it. But this game does go a little bit like, symbolism, look at it, it's here! Which is not necessarily a great thing, but equally, for the type of game it is, I'm fine with that. At least sort of they are adding depth to the world and the characters, and also it does the one thing that it needs to in order to succeed as this type of narrative, which is at least be sincere.
Yeah, exactly. It's a few steps away. I don't know if you'd agree with me on this, Tanner. It's a few steps away from being schlock, but it's so earnest and enjoyable in that it's not insecure about what it's trying to be, which is just basically a cop anime with a bit of sci-fi in there, that it never really feels out of place. There's some clunky dialogue, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to give anything away here, but oh, there's some stinkers coming up. But otherwise, I pretty much enjoyed the story of Astral Chain quite a bit, and I like the characters a lot as well.
Yeah, again, it's quite similar to, you know, not rub the point home, but it's very similar to a Kamen Rider, where, yeah, the symbolism of, well, the enemy are made up of coins and they're called greed, yeah, okay. But at the same time, it's like, they're sincere about it, they go with it, they know it's what it is, and so you're able to enjoy it.
I noticed Jin has a bit of equipment that we do not have yet. Training forthcoming, perhaps?
Max's face when he found out you were coming.
I say this as if I haven't finished the game, of course. I was waiting for one of you two to jump in and maybe be like, what you talking about, Thomas?
No, we're just going to sort of, let that sink in and just make things awkward and all that jazz.
Richie, we're not going to be able to do that for 2 hours plus at a time, mate, so you're going to have to up your game a little bit, I think.
See, I was just letting Jin's wonderful voice acting speak for itself, because I feel that, on a whole, this game has good voice acting, but if there was one person who was not directed right at all, it was Jin, where half of his lines just sound very weird to me.
Yeah, he enunciates the wrong part of the sentence, kind of ends up coming off a little bit stilted as a result, but he's a good guy, he's a good character.
Yeah, he's definitely a good character, for sure. I like him. He's not as much of a stereotype as he looks, because when I saw him, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what you're like. And he isn't that, thankfully.
I mean, I think that's one of the really cool things with the different characters that they do have that you see throughout the game, is that they do pretty much all go against the stereotype that you would perhaps expect of them, apart from, a certain... gentleman with white hair sitting in a chair there.
Yeah.
But also, oh god, I didn't realise that my hair had gone green and I had an eye patch.
I don't think we're going to find a Thomas or a Tanner here, so we're shit out of luck, I guess.
Oh good, it's not me. My last name ain't Morgan.
That's good. I'm not voice acting this, so you can read at your own pace here.
So there are a lot of NPCs around the headquarters here, and they are all named, they have backstories, and they all have sort of quirks to go with them. They're usually made up of create-a-character parts, though, so they don't have any outstanding designs aside from a couple of them. But it is nice that there are, proper characters that you can walk around, talk to, see what's up, do missions for them.
This reward system, Tanner, you're on gameplay, explain to me a thing.
So this reward system it's kind of like trophies or achievements that would be in, any sort of game there. However, it's very important you get these, because not only are there, just nice items like medicine and stuff, but this is the menu where you get a lot of your unlockables, be it materials for leveling up, be it outfits, be it colors. Oh boy, there's some good customization in this game.
Oh yes.
But there's just a lot of stuff there, and you want to go check that out every time you do, because you can usually find some really neat stuff in there. Some of them are for obvious stuff like beat this chapter, or beat this chapter really well. Other ones are a bit more esoteric, like do every single one in the tutorial there, different stuff. I love Marie.
Marie's amazing.
Yeah, she's pretty great. Your typical kind of Genki, clumsy girl, but otherwise a cool lass. Let's get us a drink from the vendor machine. Try exclusive burger. Larger burger. When large burger just won't survive. Kirby, what have they done to you? They finally trapped you.
Oh, the vendors are adorable.
I'd be scared, though, if vending machines were given an AI, because, I'd start going and getting stuff, and they'd say, oh, you're back again, huh? It's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, let's see. I'm thinking boost attack and energy refill. That might be pretty cool. Defense, I'm more of an attack sort of guy, so let's get a spicy cobra. Get a couple, actually.
And don't forget to go into the toilets.
Yes, alright, yes.
Come back soon, okay?
Very important.
I'm going to the toilets.
There is a surprising amount of toilet lore in this game.
It's ridiculous.
Use it? Why not? We didn't just have a big battle and whatnot that culminated in an anime finish. You never stop to think about whether the anime characters in certain shows need to use the toilet in the middle of battle. Maybe that's why they're screaming all the time. Sorry, what? God? Oh, goody. It's a toilet gremlin.
No, incorrect. It's a toilet fairy.
Oh boy, and it's spelt the old-fashioned way as well, so you know they're not lying. Okay, I'll give you toilet paper. Tanner, how does this gimmick work, for lack of a better term?
Well, you see, in every chapter, there is a, usually it's a porta-potty or some other place to relieve thyself, and when you go in there, the main character says, "Ah, shoot, I need to, find something to wipe myself with." And so you find a large variety of things to wipe yourself with, which you do put into your inventory, which you then bring back to this ferry to get rewards from. Now, I really, really, really hope those are not used goods that you give to the ferry. But who knows? At this point, this is the weirdest side quest in almost any video game I've played. But you know what? That's Platinum being Platinum, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, no, I am totally here for it as well.
Dude, pay attention to when a woman is looking at you like that. Stop squandering your chance!
Oh, it's fine. He's probably going to be dead before too long.
He's too busy looking out over there and thinking, boy, it would sure suck if some guy just hit me off the building and I fell down there.
Like, you might think we're spoiling something, but it's anime. There's a lot of familiar tropes in here, okay?
I was just making a reference to Geese Howard and the fact that you put him up on any skyscraper, he will fall off thanks to Terry Bogard.
What about Daddy, then?
Keep it professional.
He's got a little bit of that salt and pepper. I could see him being a bit of a daddy.
There's nothing I can
Fucking blonde hair. It just really sticks out in a game where everyone else is like really dark shades.
Yeah.
Alicia, why do you keep doing that?
You get the occasional person with bright, bright pink.
If you're a freak when you play RPGs, that is.
Shouldn't our captain take more
You know what's funny? Not classified as an RPG. It's action-adventure hack-and-slash from last time I checked.
Yeah, you are not wrong. I mean, that is literally what it says on the Wikipedia page.
Tell him I'm busy.
See, but I hate the classification of RPG because the implication of anything could be an RPG as you are playing the role of someone, right? So that whenever people are like, "Oh, the game is listed as an RPG," it's like, well, yeah, any game can be an RPG.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, as a genre, in most circumstances, we all sort of understand that to mean that it's probably got levelling up to some degree. It's got some maybe turn-based battling, or usually some sort of fantastical elements to it. That's generally what people see in terms of RPG, but obviously, technically, with what the name is, it could be pretty much anything.
What's up, Joey? Wearing your face mask, understanding protocol. It's very good. I like that in a person.
I mean, they're doing a somewhat decent job of social distancing, we're not.
No. What do you mean? We're doing a great job. We're not even in the same fucking, like, county and whatnot.
And I'm in a different country.
Well, no, Tom, we are in the same city, so we are in the same county.
You know damn well what I mean, Richie.
But yeah, I was talking more about the character than, us.
Jesus, fucking explain the joke, why don't you, Rich?
Hey, as I said, it's been a while.
Don't worry, I'll strap you to Geese and we'll throw you off a building. We'll call it Squares'. So yeah, Sarah, not great with people. Joey's basically her interpreter and whatnot. Just ignore the fact he looks exactly like us, but with red, shorter hair.
Yeah, it's very obvious that a lot of the NPCs here are made with the creative character elements, because no matter what you pick, there will be someone here who looks remarkably like you.
Well, just how it is sometimes. Now, there are going to be a fair amount of, like, moments where we're basically just, like, strapped in and doing tutorials and whatnot in the base, but I'll try to keep them to a minimum, because I know some LP channels which had 60-part playthroughs of Astral Chain, and we're going to be putting up a file at a time in one video, so you'll get everything at once. But try to bear with us on the tutorials, please.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Tanner's the gameplay guy, but I'm just going to say this anyway. Pretty much every single file begins with you at base. So you have a kind of couple of missions that you can do, and then the second part of it, which is generally the longest part, is when you go out into the field to complete a task of some description.
There we go, the Legatus Cradle. It houses the Legatus. You're just going to be throwing made-up words at me, aren't you?
Oh yeah, get used to the game just being like, oh, here's a new thing, it's the Iris, here's the Legatus, Chimera, Arc.
Well, Chimera and Arc are real things, but there's like a phrase used towards the end of the game, and I can't say it now because it's a huge spoiler, where I'm like, you're just taking the piss now, but I'm so deep into the game, you know, the sunken cost fallacy is kicked in, and I can't pull myself away.
Yeah, the thing is that Legatus isn't a made-up term.
Oh!
So a Legatus was a higher-ranking Roman military officer in the Roman army, which is equivalent to a modern higher-ranking general officer.
Okay.
You know, I fully believe that half the phrases and words that are used in Japanese video games are found by people hitting the random Wikipedia page button. Because, why? That has no bearing on the game at all, but sure, Legatus it is.
Let's see. Which one of these should I pick? I think I only have to do one to move on.
Yes. I mean,
Alright, let's begin.
Chain Counter's probably the most fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, I mostly try to make use of Chain Bind, but obviously Chain Counter is one that you do have to use sometimes.
Well, Chain Counter, the thing is, it's very situational. Chain Bind, you can use it pretty much any time.
Now, there is actually a reward for doing every single tutorial, being a color scheme that you get to use, but eventually or very easily, you get a custom color scheme option, so getting a pre-made color scheme really doesn't matter that much.
No, but that said, some of the pre-made colour schemes are really cool.
You know what? A reward would be nice, and while I do like the default colour scheme for the Legion a lot, I would like to try out a new one right away, so let's zappity zoom through these tutorials.
Alright, I mean, most of them are very simple, like moving and pressing the attack button. You know, stuff you had to do to get here. Why is this a tutorial? But sure.
Yeah, it's just like, it's one of the things where you look at it and you just go, yes, just bravo, that was excellent achievement there. But, I mean, I can't remember whether the reward that you get for completing all of these is a colour for your Legatus or a colour for you, or whether you can use them for both.
It's one of them. I remember that it is one. Also, this mission here, the dashing one, you have to be dashing before you get to the circles, which is why you failed and took me many attempts to do.
Oh, well, I feel a little bit bad now. I've become better with just dealing with stuff when we're like playing live and whatnot, but otherwise, I'm going to try my best when I play here, because I like Astral Chain a lot, and I would like to show it off as best I can.
Hit a target from behind, and you'll do more damage.
A backstab, as it were.
There is a lot of stuff like this where hitting enemies in the back does deal extra damage. So whenever you're able to, you know, get an enemy stunned to be in a different position, you can get around to the back and deal extra damage. Of course, as you go on, you'll get the ability to send out your Legion to do that. For the most part, it is a good thing to work towards, but don't think it's like you have to hit by the back.
Okay, so he's stunned, run around, there you go. Is that it? We good? No, he's still like that, apparently.
I don't think you actually got a back attack on him there.
You have to really be distinctly behind him, because otherwise it's a side attack. Like, you have to be a full 180 behind him.
There you go.
Yeah, you gotta get those little number ups.
Placement, very important, as the game has already told you. There will be a point where you're like dashing through the air using your Legion and whatnot, so flying enemies, no problem. Big guys, just switch to a stronger Legion. You're all good.
It's interesting it says you can also aim for the head for critical hits, but there's not a ton of ways to manually aim for heads, with one exception, which you will get quite a bit later.
One target, no problem. try switching your lock on to a new.
But I suppose at this point they're just preparing you for that, for when it does happen.
Not bad.
Lock on, very important.
Oh yeah, don't try fighting without it. You will get your shit pushed in. We'll talk about the camera later. For now, let's move on to Evasion.
Begin. Try and dodge the enemy attack.
Now, the important thing to know about evasion in this game is the actual direction you evade heavily changes the type of evade that you do. A back evade has way more invincibility than a side one.
Not which time. Like Tanner said, don't expect many crazy invincibility frames here.
Yeah, in fact, you almost have none. The invincibility frames are very, very few and far between. You are mostly using it to actually positionally get away from the attacks there.
I'm not very good at the perfect dodge, you'll have to bear with me.
There's also a directionless dodge. If you do the directionless dodge, you do a... I think that one has the most frames aside from the back dodge.
Yeah, I love sending him into the...
Pretty cool whenever you do manage to pull off the perfect dodge, but it's definitely more challenging to do than say in Bayonetta or the Wonderful 101 actually.
Yeah, in those games you can literally just mash the dodge button and you have like 99.9% invincibility, where here it's a bit more. You actually, like, if you're mid dodge and someone's hurting you, you will get hit. You will get knocked away.
Here's some free shit. Why, thank you, Jin.
You can unlock them with your legatus.
Okie dokie. I forget. Richie, can you use the iris to actually see what's inside these things before you open them?
Ooh, I don't know because I never actually attempted that.
Yeah, me neither. I would just open any chests I found because, I mean, it's a video game.
Okay.
It's just like, I'll find out when I open the bloody thing.
Alright, switch them to grenade. We have grenade. I can count the number of times I actually used a grenade on one hand, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, there are a lot of different items that you can use that are more combat-oriented, but for the most part, I mostly just use healing items and occasionally cans for side quests.
Agreed.
That'll start you off on the right foot.
Yeah, just fling this motherfucker. He doesn't care. He is bound to your control.
When I first started to play, I thought sending them out was the way that you did damage, so the way I was attacking was just going in and out, in and out, in and out with my Legion, and it looked really silly. And then I learned, oh wait, you can just leave them there and they attack. Huh.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that the game maybe doesn't explain quite clearly enough. Is that the whole point is you send it out or you fling it once and then you can just leave it be until you want to pull it back.
Or reposition it.
It does mention, like, they'll attack on their own, but maybe they could have made that clearer via a tutorial prompt or something, but whatever, that's nitpicky at that point.
What's next?
For the most part, this game does a really good job of giving you an understanding of the basics, as long as, you know, you do go through all of these training things.
Now move your Legion through the blue circles that appear around you.
Now we get the ability to move our Legion around, so you can at any time literally hold the ZL button and move him to where you want to. It's good if there's a target that's really close by, so you don't have to worry about pulling him back in and sending him back out, but you can't really use it to get stuff in the air. It's also used for platforming!
Yay! There's no jump button in this game. Have fun with that.
Well, there is, but it's not the jump button you want.
Oh boy.
One down, one to go. Take it out.
This is where it teaches you, hey, just send him out. He'll do stuff. Don't worry. You can actually, though, have another player pick up a Joy-Con and play as the Legion. It's a neat little side thing, but it is definitely not, you know, it's a Mario Galaxy Player 2 sort of thing. It's not really meant to be a proper way to play.
Chain bind. You've actually seen me use this already. It will be basically your bread and butter for getting into combos down the line. Right now, we're not really upgrading enough to do any, but once we have access to Legion updates and whatnot, oh, believe you me, I'll be putting some points into there.
There's skill trees in this, and the skill trees let you customize your Legion as you like. And then there's also actual chip customization, very similar to Nier Automata there, which will let you create the characters you like, so long as you know, find the chips that you need.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually hurt, so it makes a good way.
And actually, it's a good point you bring up Nier Automata, because the director for this game, Takahisa Tora, was the lead game designer for Nier Automata.
There you go.
Alright, let's begin.
Last one we have here is a very simple one, which is just turning your iris on and off. Now, your iris can be used to get enemy information. It lets their HP appear. It also, you know, highlights things in red. It's not good enough that you will always have it on, you know, like some sort of modes in games like this. But it's decent. You don't really have to use it a ton, though. It's mostly used for puzzle solving from what I used it for.
Yeah, from what I remember, its primary usage was in, those, in the detective case moments, more so than anything else. Though, that said, there are definitely at least one or two occasions where you will need to use it in a more action-oriented setting, but those are very few and far between.
You don't have to do a ton of stuff in these parts here. These are just your training rooms if you want to, you know, practice your combos to make cool combo videos to put up on YouTube.com. But it is nice so that you can, you know, practice and see, okay, what are some good combinations, especially as you go later on and you start to be able to customize your Legion and do stuff with equipment and see, like, well, what works well, what powers have synergy, how can I make one Legion go into another? Oh, there's some fun stuff you can do with that.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm ready to quit, actually. Yeah, I'm just good. Yeah, that's enough fight for me. I'd rather get on the streets, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, I don't think that you actually really get any proper bonuses out of those, so...
I don't even think those are required to get the tutorial achievement there.
I feel like the enemies in those training things are a lot more vicious than any aberration or chimera you'll actually fight in the game, because I remember struggling with that when I first played. Alright, gotta go see it, boss.
Well, looks like it's time for your first assignment.
Isn't that fucky wucky? Alright then, go see the bossy wussy. Jin, please.
That would be an improvement on his voice acting, I'd be very honest. At least I'd then be laughing at it.
Transferred to a new department together. It feels kind of weird to be saying
Incoming animeism in 3,
well,
2, 1.
gotta say, it's nice working with you.
You know, there's many worse things that could have come after the phrase, you know, I didn't think I'd say this to my sibling.
I'm sure we can show Dad.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Sometimes information is a burden. You're right, Tanner. Seriously, fucking put your hair back. You look a joke, honestly, Rock. No, I look cool.
I'm so cool. I'm just like my big brother Terry Bogard.
Ooh, there's a blue thing.
Yeah, so every time you start up a new file, there's usually about 3 or 4 quests that are in the Neuron HQ here. So you'll want to do those before you head out, because it is based on, of course, you know, like a chapter style structure. So if you don't pick it up now, you won't be able to pick it up until you redo the mission.
Fair dues. What are you doing here? Oh no, she's one of those.
Yeah.
Let's say an occult maniac.
Yeah. There's some questionable people in this place. I don't quite know how they managed to get these jobs, but there we go.
You know, when the world is literally, like, burning and there's not many people left, I think they'll take anyone they can get who wants to be a cop. It's like, you know, you have crazy sort of, you know, mental stuff going on where you talk to yourself and talk to cards, but hey, if you want to be a cop, come join us, it's fine. We need them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I especially will when I start to get my ass handed to me in later chapters. Goodo. I am nice, man. Anyone else here with a blue thing?
You can check on your map in the start menu. It will show all the different quests that can be in the area there. So you'll see. It even says there that in this entire file, we've done 2 out of 6 blue files. So we've already done a couple there.
There you go. Gotta make sure I get my rare materials and whatnot, whatever the hell that means. Equipment color. Huh.
Ah, so that is the empty colour slot, so you can just pick whatever the hell colours you like.
So immediately we can already now decide our colors, which is, again, the fact that they give you pre-done color schemes is a bit redundant, but they are nice looking. They're like actually designed to, there's a couple referential ones, all the ones that you expect to be in a game like this.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I'm gonna stick with the police blue for now, because I like the shade.
You're late, newbie.
Natural, died. We'll never know.
Wig. I'm calling Wig.
Whatever you wanna... She fucking looks like Diavolo. That's the one thing that just came to me now that I forgot.
Little bit. She reminds me definitely of some of the people that are in the Nier Automata headquarters on the moon there. If only for her personality, not so much her looks. The operators, that's what they're called.
Yeah. Now, you know what's actually quite interesting? Is, so in the art book for Astral Chain, there is actually a version of Olive with blonde hair.
Ooh.
So it looks like at some point during development, they did test out different hair colours on her, and just decided that pink was the option to go for. To be fair, it does make her one of the more iconic characters in the game. Not really iconic, but sort of... She's one of the more interesting visually characters in the game.
I just hope it was Hideki Kamiya came in one day and was just like, yo, make it pink!
I mean, it would not surprise me. The guy does tend to do things like that, like, give everybody glasses.
Okay, sure. You gonna say no to Kamiya? I sure shit on. I don't think I can upgrade my Legion right now. I think that comes at the end of this particular file, alas.
Yeah, the game slowly gives you the sort of different upgrade stuff. I think midway through you get the actual chip editing stuff, and then afterwards, after you beat it, then you get your upgrading there. Mike there loves animals, which is a bit sad considering most animals are probably extinct by now.
Oh no!
Well, I mean, cats and dogs are definitely okay.
Whew. The 2 dominant species on the planet, cats and dogs. Let's make a movie about it. Alright, go up the stairs.
I can't believe you ignored the blue shiny thing.
I don't care. Maybe you should have called it out sooner instead of just sitting there.
Alright, everyone's here.
There's a lot of different items on the ground in missions. Most of them are just case-exclusive items, so they're like medicines and stuff that if you keep after the end of the case, they go away. There are ones that are more like permanent, you can take them through multiple. But for the most part, you're going to be picking up a lot of stuff that is only for this one file.
Hey, you two. I can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Jin already put us through the training.
I know he's saying, I can't hear you two. It's just like, well, we can't speak, we're mute.
Well, one of us is. The other one, no excuse.
Heroics. Captain's orders.
They're about to launch into one of my favourite parts of Astral Chain, where you actually go about and be a policeman, and you go and do detective work, which is a bit redundant, but hey, there we go.
And actually, it's a really fun version of it, I suppose, because it's not as overly complex as some games have done police work, but also it's not so simplistic that you just go, oh god, that was so stupidly obvious.
Yeah.
It walks a nice fine line.
There's a decent variety to stuff. You get a lot of different things, from the mundane of my cat's missing to, oh god, there's a murderer, please stop him, he's running down the street.
And he's got my cat! Oh no!
Which just makes me think about all of the cats in this game and all of the cats in Platinum. Honestly, I think this game is the culmination of Platinum's love of cats. Because we started... I believe that we started with Ninja Cat in Rising. Then we had Ninja Cat Returns in Bayonetta 2. And pretty much since then, bar a few exceptions, there's generally been a cat somewhere in their titles. And yeah, they over-flooded this game with cats.
Well, I found my first nitpick. They jumped out of a helicopter, noticeably did not have any landing gear attached to their legs or feet. Ding!
It's disgusting.
They have special boots that are made out of animanium, which is the anime metal.
Okay. I thought you were going to say they were literally made out of the Animaniacs for a second, though. No wonder they had to reboot it.
If it is, we need to know as much as we can before we engage.
Okay. I'm gonna hazard a guess that it was a chimera, Max, honestly.
We don't know that. You can't prove that until they're proven guilty. They're innocent. These monsters that indiscriminately destroy stuff and are only existing to ruin humans' lives. You don't know that.
I'm sure we can talk to them, don't worry. Right. So let's look at things. What do you have to tell me? Reveal your secrets.
Do you think all these people
He ran.
Okay.
I wonder why he was running as you see the bridge falling in the background.
If it's red, we'll make a note of it.
Surprisingly like LA Noire, in terms of you get a whole list of just ideas and words and people, and then eventually you get someone, you know, they say, well, what could it be? And then you can pick any of them.
I like that the item boxes are also in orange. It makes my job a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
I hope none of these survivors took any corruption home with them. Otherwise, we'll be dealing with a lot of redshift.
Redshift, that is a phrase that we will be hearing a lot about.
Yes. Now, that is a made-up word. At least I think it is. Please let it be a made-up word, because otherwise I'm going to be thinking...
Be Roman in origin, probably, if it is real.
Oh, bloody hell, it is real.
Oh, it is? What does it mean?
So, in physics, redshift is a phenomenon where electromagnetic radiation from an object undergoes an increase in wavelength.
Oh, okay, huh.
Okay. I am speechless.
Same, honestly, I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, I had a moment when, because obviously I saw that the word Legionis was used, and I was just like, I know that Legatus is real, but surely that, like, Legionis can't be, and bloody hell it is.
Well, we always have more to learn, Richie. Don't worry about it.
It's true. You do learn something new every day, even if it's that a word exists.
Wow, rude. Are we all on the same team here? Team Human and Resentful Officer. Well, at least I know what I'm dealing with here.
Well, they're just mad we got placed in the anime division, and they're just regular cops.
Yeah. Also, it's like, we get a really cool breastplate and they don't get anything.
No, they don't even get a face.
Yeah, exactly. Although, to be fair, when I played the game, I did actually take off the breastplates. So, basically, it was just the jacket and the shirt and tie, because, you know, I wanted to just look absolutely awesome whilst killing everything.
Okay. Literally a stand ability.
Yeah, and because no one else can see it, we can send it over and listen in. They don't notice that there is a screaming monster beside them that is trying to literally rip and tear the chain off of it, but that's fine.
Yeah, also, you know, they don't look and see the police officer just a little bit down the road, just sort of standing there just going, yeah, I'm taking that, interesting,
No, just doing some investigation on this can I found. Beans. Cure what ails you. I'll believe that nonsense. Me and my gigantic plethora of legions, all bound to me, refusing to die, forever in chains.
I like how this officer's like super skeptical about what's going on, despite there being a totally visible giant handprint.
Well, it was covered up by Redshift, you know?
There you are. Looks like
Okay, I hope you guys have been paying attention, and I hope you found enough clues, because now's the part where the game checks to make sure you've been paying attention.
And to make sure that, you know, you can make logical sense out of a situation. Although, it doesn't really completely tell you off if you don't get it 100% correct, but you do get ranked on it.
Tanner, what can you tell me about the physical characteristics of the Chimera that caused this mess?
It had big ol' yowie hands.
I don't like that you said that, but you're correct.
That's right. I know you saw that great big handprint. Big handprint.
You know what they say about big hands?
So why'd the Chimera
They say, damn, you need some big gloves.
Richie, why did the Chimera come here?
Well, you see, I think we've slightly missed a bit of detail, but I don't think it dragged through the gate.
There you go, it came to kidnap people.
just get sucked into gates all on their own.
That's what they do. They exist to rip people into their world.
That's everything we know. Now comes the hard part.
The practical exam. You must get crushed by a bridge to prove your superiority to these officers.
A Chimera with giant hands shows up, wrecks the bridge, grabs a civilian, and takes him.
Where could they take him to, I wonder?
Anime dimension, perhaps?
No, the frame rate dimension, that's what we call it.
Ah, I see.
Finding those tracks is your job.
Or, you know, the Chimera's dimension.
Richie,
We gotta be funny about it!
you know, that's the point of a Let's Play. They don't come here for insightful things. It has to be funny all the time. Baby! I was a little bit slow on that one.
Yeah, you were. It's shameful. Although, obviously we're trying to be funny, and obviously it was like the frame rate dimension, the Chimera dimension. Its actual name is the Astral plane, which is why it's called partially why it's called Astral Chain.
There you go. I sound like, yeah.
You got the trail.
All right.
Follow it.
We got the scent, and I'm on it. I don't need the iris for this shit.
Check this out.
Smells like Mountain Dew Red Alert.
Bean. If I saw that on the street, there definitely would be a red alert, because that is radiation. There's no real other way to describe it.
Follow the ones through the parking garage.
Let's split up. We can get killed more easily that way. Bueno. Right, sis, let's go.
Heading down into a parking garage. Get used to this. They sure love parking garages in this game.
They do.
Get all this good goo shit.
Yeah, you definitely want to pick up as much red matter as is physically possible.
Whoa, 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 turn around.
It's okay. I was in the process of turning around when you said that.
I was gonna say, we need to be on the lookout for our secondary objective, being porta potties.
Alright, so have a good shit. Mark our territory.
It's just like, brother, are you shitting again? You know it.
Tarp. Okay. I'm not taking a fucking tarp into the bathroom, alright?
That's rough. Tarps are like, they have a material to them that is not nice on the wee-wee. I don't know about that.
You say that, I don't know if we'll get to it, so I don't mind spoiling this. There's one that's like sandpaper in the later chapters.
Yeah. That's basically all I've got.
More like cop and ball torture. Okay.
No. Oh my god, he's big.
And large, and pointing.
And, I mean, those are some really big hands.
Now this will determine whether or not you're good enough at playing Astral Chain to play Astral Chain. Because dealing with these big boys, oh boy, you gotta get used to this.
That's gotta be the one we're after. Those guys have no idea what they're in for.
Yeah, as you tie them up with your chain there, you are able to go off on some pretty good combos on them. Now, when you start off versus any sort of big enemies, it is a good idea to pop the iris on them for even just a second, because that will permanently put the health gauge above there, which is nice. You don't need to do it. I know when I played, I just fought them, and I didn't do that ever almost. But you can pop it up, and it is nice to have.
There we go.
The corrosion levels are super high. Is that why they can see it?
You know, because I'm a lore guy. Its name, Briareus, comes from Greek mythology.
We've got to do something.
It's
about
one of the
this now.
300-armed, 50-headed Hecton hares, the sons of the deities Uranus and Gaia.
Uranus.
But mortals called call him Egaean. But the name is Briareus.
So yeah, get used to just, again, random Wikipedia pages being used as the names of enemies, because boy, Japan sure loves that.
They do, and honestly, I love it as well, because...
Oh no, it's great. That is not a complaint at all.
Oh, well, I mean, I'd be very disappointed if it was, because, I mean, like, I learned so many words from video games, it's insane.
I mean, like, recently I've been playing a lot of Fate Grand Order, which uses a lot of different, like, real-world sort of people and historical figures as the characters in it. So, like, my knowledge of, you know, Marie Antoinette is higher than the average person's now, because she's an anime girl in there.
I mean, I'm kind of similar, so I know a relative amount about Chopin now, and that is basically entirely because of Eternal Sonata.
Oh yeah, that's another one. It's like you'll pick up them things when a game has a weird hyperfixation on some Western, you know, historical figure.
Nope, dodge! I don't seem to have access to my counter just yet.
Yeah, that is an upgrade, so, you know, you might be used to using it there. Thankfully, the game does give you batteries to start off with, which do refill your health there. You get 2 in every case there. It is quite nice that it does not actually affect your rating. Neither does using medicine, because normally in Platinum games, using items is the big no-no. But here it's like, they don't care. Pop them medicines, throw them grenades.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, because obviously you don't get punished for getting hurt in terms of the ranking. And because you don't get punished for getting hurt, there's no point in punishing you for using an item, whereas in the games where they do punish you for getting hurt, it makes sense to punish you for having an item, because using an item, because it's just like, well, you shouldn't have gotten hurt.
Could have done a lot better with that. I seem to recall... Yeah, I got around roughly the same rank when I first played the game. I also forgot that you don't get your counter until a little bit. Counter is critical to dealing with those big guys, especially this fucker who swings twice, and you'll need that counter to stop the second swing.
We're still at a point where we don't have access to all of our powers. We may have our Legion, but we've not mastered it yet. Definitely no.
We'll just have to do better later. 1 D isn't bad, I can take a D. Not many though. Wait for it. Let it sink in.
Oh, it's sinking. Don't worry.
It sunk in. It was just choosing not to not to acknowledge it.
That's fine, mate. Alright, get out of here. Go on, shoo.
So yeah, you want to seal gates because not only is it, hey, good for those little flower points, which you want to be getting, those are very important, but also for the fact that doing so will usually fix sort of certain cases. And here we can actually see there is something you can't actually interact with. There are piles of trash on the ground. This is, again, a game that they expect you to go back and replay the missions to sort of get as to get 100%. So you can't do everything from the get-go.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's me.
I mean, it makes sense. That's basically every Platinum game ever created, really. Even Nier Automata, which is not structured in the same way as most other Platinum games, but that's still meant to be played multiple times.
How's work treating you? Huh?
Yeah, yeah. Church? Yeah, I'll be there on Sunday, mate. We're gonna make a big donation for the kids and whatnot.
There is some sort of stealth elements. There are cases where you want to stalk people and want to make sure that you're not getting too close. Actually, in general, I'd say that this game's stealth is actually really good. It's very easy and very telegraphed what you're supposed to do, but it is there.
Okay, yeah. Crucial details. You're late, you're dead. Still could be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament.
Yeah, it could be, just saying... he's just having a good time. He's just chatting with his mate. Oh, well, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, why you would, say that out loud in public when you know there are police about is, it's a questionable decision, to say the least.
It's just the way he says it. I'm talking about drugs, illegal drugs, the ganja, the kush, the stuff we're not allowed to sell in public.
Though, maybe he's just used a bit one too many of his own personal collection, and it, is impeding his judgment on what he says on the phone.
Maybe so.
Maybe, it's the only way that anybody going and saying, hey, look, it's illegal drugs. Well,
I thought I said Tom Hanksy for a second there. Man, I need glasses. Also, hot end Tom tip straight off the presses. Make sure you send your Legion to bash stuff. Don't do it yourself, because you're meant to be upholding the law, and your sister won't like that if you break stuff on the job.
That's true, because you are given a demerit if you are too violent to parts of the city there. They say that they'll take it out of your pay grade and stuff, but it's okay if a stand that no one sees does it.
Okay. Stuff over here, stuff over here.
So the red matter that Tom is picking up there, not only is there a red matter completion for each chapter, so they try and say, hey, get all of it, even though I don't think you can when you don't have all the powers until later in the game. You do also want to get it because, as you can see, we currently have 150 out of 100 for our meter there, so it does increase your battery for a little bit more beyond its natural bounds. So if you play the game really well and really fast, you'll never have to worry about your meter going down, because as soon as you find more red matter, you'll just get your meter back up anyways.
Oh, exactly. And also, if I recall correctly, what it wants you to do in each chapter is, I think you can get an order if you get over 80, and if you get over 80%, if you get 100%.
Yes, yeah, so there's one for getting over 80 and then one for getting over 100. Both of them will give you stuff. If you're going for 100% completion, you will be picking up as much as you can, which I found a little bit annoying by the end, because you really, sometimes you just really gotta look for as much of it as you can.
Yeah, and in certain places it's impossible. But it's the whole point of the game wanting you to go back into it time and time again to experience things. Although that said, I remember, so I just had a look at my backloggery, which is what I use to keep track of my games and how far I am in them and etc. And I saw that, so in total I got 105 of the 185 orders.
Nice.
So I was quite proud of that, but I thought, I don't have it in me to go for all 185. It wasn't worth this.
Alright, lads, you're going to need to stop that. Sleep it off. Thank you, Anime Cop. Thank you, Anime Cop.
I won't try and understand what happened. They just suddenly had chains sort of subdue them. Almost like you have some type of hockey that makes them, fall over or something.
They sure are throwing items at me. I wonder what that could be about. Dum-da-dum.
With all this medicine that's on the street, maybe the guy just thought that this place was really chill with drugs.
Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me. But something to bring up, which is a gameplay thing, is that you can tell whether an item is going to be with you permanently or not by whether or not it has an exclamation mark when you pick it up.
It also has a little flower mark by the icon.
So if it has an exclamation mark when you pick it up, then or the flower mark, basically that means that that's a temporary item. So it will only appear during this particular file. But if it doesn't have that, then you can, you know, it's going to carry over into future files. The main thing that you want to do is obviously just use up your items that you get in the files, because I mean, you're only going to get them for this file, so you might as well make use of them.
I think that was our target.
You can freely use them. Also, no more hands.
Oh, it's a big boy, and me without my counters and whatnot right now.
Up there. Let's get it.
Probably could have stopped that. Oh well. Let's find some more items and whatnot to pillage.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, opening these treasure chests is so much more important right now.
Indeed. Doo-ba-doo. Do-do-do.
One of the actually really nice things, though, about the red matter is as you get more of it, it does give you like a percentage sort of thing saying, hey, you got 31% of it, meaning that, oh, we're about 31% done this file, because it's for the entire file.
Yeah, which is a really cool way of sort of getting an idea of how far into the file you are, but obviously that is dependent on whether you have actually picked up all of the red matter up to that point.
Yeah, for sure. Mine. Also mine. Damaged eyeglasses. Gonna have me as some of those.
So there is a lot of junk items you can pick up. For the most part, they're used just for selling to get stuff with. Although some of them can be used for sort of crafting-like things to make stuff. For the most part, though, it's mostly you pick them up and it's like, that is, you exist to be sold.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Didn't get yelled at. That's fine. It was the Legion, I tell you, the Legion. That's what they always say.
Ignoring the fact that our sister can totally see our Legion.
No, it's fine. Legion good. Us bad. Nice try. Like, oh, I'm just going to stomp it when he gets there.
It's trying its best to do it. But as we can see, it is turning the citizens into these aberrations here. Which, hey, that's not good. We like our people to be normal people and not be these kind of devilish creatures.
So if you want to know what an aberration is, it's basically a departure from what is normal, usual, or expected. Typically an unwelcome departure.
Okay.
And I would definitely say that this is unwelcome.
Yeah. Turning into a creature with giant blade arms, I'd say that's unwelcome if you want to, ever play a video game again.
They could probably create some sort of peripheral for blade arm people to play games and whatnot.
Microsoft would, but not Nintendo.
Or Sony, that's for sure.
Now, this is actually quite a cool, he says, because obviously you're actually trying to protect citizens, and there is a limited time to save them.
Oh, it's a big lad. Oh, get him!
For the most part, these missions here where you have people, they're pretty easy to deal with, though there was one where I got stuck with actually trying to figure out how to get to the person to save them, and so that person did sadly perish. You do want to save them, though, because you want to get those delicious cop points.
Mm-hmm. Cop points, good points.
Exactly. And also, you'd want to be a good person and not let the general public die.
I mean, though, not like there's anything, there's no demerits to having them die. I mean, we're just a cop doing the best we can.
Exactly, but obviously we're an asshole if we let them die, because, we should be good and capable at our jobs.
I mean, we should be, but...
One almost died there. Just getting pummeled on this. I need my counters, my good boy counters, where it flashes and I go, yay!
Yeah, so there's actually, we'll be getting them in a little bit here, but there are weapon upgrades that do unlock more attacks for you. But the more important thing is the more attacks you get give you more variety of stuff for your. I was going to say your blade. That's a different thing for your Legion to do as well. So it's very important that you get those upgrades.
Much better.
Definitely.
Oh fuck, bro! What are you doing? It's okay. It's an alternate version of me. Pay no heed.
I'll stay here with them. You go check the alleys and see if anyone else ran that way.
That sounds like a great excuse to get kidnapped.
Go.
It really did.
Or it really does. Yoink. Anything else here?
That is the nice thing about the Iris is because sometimes it's a little tough to tell what's really going on with the game, as it does have a bit of a rougher graphical style. So you look and you're like, I can't even tell if there's an item box over there. Pop on that Iris and you'll see, oh hey, there's an item box, or oh no, there's not. I don't have to worry about going down there.
Yeah.
And it does make the red matter very clear to see because it makes everything blue, and well, red is not blue.
You're right, Tanner. Red isn't blue. Good for you.
Unless you're colorblind, to which I say I'm very sorry.
Yeah. And oh, lovely. We are about to get kidnapped. But what I was about to say before that traumatic thing happened, we entered the astral plane, or the frame rate dimension. Was that I've completely forgotten what my point was going to be. So
well done, Richie. Fucking great. Go on.
I know. Now, literally, it has vamoosed from the brain. Entering the astral plane has clearly just sent my...
Can you get to the fucking point, Richie? Come on.
No, the point is that I've literally forgotten what the point was, so let's just continue.
Ah! The shit I have to put up with on a daily basis. Ah! Grab him! Send him flying!
So that is what you'll definitely want to look out for with bosses. When they start to do a charge or something, and there's a big old red line, you want to stretch out your chain and send them out like a diggity dang physics-based game.
There you go.
And also, just to continue the delightfulness that is the pulling random things from Wikipedia, Enceladus is the 6th largest moon of Saturn. But obviously in Greek mythology, Enceladus was one of the giants, offspring of Gaia and Uranus.
There you go.
Uranus.
You gotta stop, Tanner. You will be stopped.
It's just every time it comes up, I'm just not expecting it. But this guy does live up to his name being quite large. In fact, there are a good number of really large enemies that you'll have to fight. But for the most part, you deal with them mostly the same way, which is, hey, make them vulnerable and hit them.
Sure. Oh, bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell. Just dodge into the lasers. We got it.
So when I first played, I did not play on Platinum Standard first, because I thought, why would I be graded when I don't have access to all my tools? So I'm actually seeing some attacks here that I'm pretty sure I've never seen.
There you go.
No, you see, I switched to Platinum Standard as soon as was physically possible, because it was like, I'm playing a Platinum game, I am playing it properly.
Oh, I don't like this attack. It just causes shit to, like, fall from the ceiling and whatnot. Get that. Get that, and we're good. Get my health back up.
It's nice that the game does slow down when you open up any of the radial menus there, such as your items, so you can pop it up if you just need a bit of a respite to decide what your course of action is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he angry boy. Oh, fuck!
More than a couple lasers are being fired at us right now.
More than a couple is right, mate. Oh, fuck me! It's alright, I'm still in this mess that you see here.
Thankfully, though, being an earlier boss here, he does give you a lot of opportunities where he is able to be hit. He does big attacks, which will then lead to his downfall, such as this charge, where if he was smart, he would realize, oh no, this causes me to be hurt. But thankfully, it doesn't matter. They're a stupid monster. We're a cop.
Pretty much.
Well, Some biting social satire to be had there, but all I know, it's beyond me. Get him. Let me see if I can tie him up. There we go.
Very nice. Yeah, so as you go later on, you actually get abilities that will chain, after you do your time up sort of attack there, which leads to some big opportunities for damage.
Oh, definitely, and really those are the ways that you succeed in combat, and also it's part of what makes Astral Chain really quite flashy when it wants to be.
Don't know why I pulled up my clues there. I was about to ask him a thing and whatnot.
Yeah, did you know that the cars were crushed?
Just like, yes, that was your fault! It was you!
So you don't want to be flinging yourself out into the abyss there. If you do fall off the map, you do get brought up with a health demerit there, so try not to fall off these stages because it's annoying and you'll be doing enough of that later on anyways.
Just get my energy back up. Always coming. Gotcha.
Ooh, nice timing on that one.
Booyah!
And if you see at the side there, it said Gene Glutton, so you did get yourself another order completed, which will give you a little bonus when we get back.
You didn't win! You didn't win! Can I have this Legion?
He does look a bit like one of the Legions that you get, actually.
Oh, Legion, help me! Oh, cuddle mode.
It's a good thing that our Legion, though, didn't actually embrace us, as its hands are swords.
Sword cop is dangerous.
How about Blaster Cop here? We could make this work.
I mean, we definitely could make this work, but really, he's Blaster Monster.
Yeah. Oh, Axe Cop, you truly are the most powerful of cops. There, you like that? I get Spanish guitar when I come in.
Ignoring the fact that I am not the character with the Spanish-inspired name at all.
Well, stereotypes, etc. Your sister gets a shooty Legion.
The Arrow Legion.
So what are we going to call the Arrow Legion then? Is it because we've got Dog Cop, we've got Hand Cop, was it? Axe Cop, Sword Cop. So is it Arrow Cop, or is that a bit boring?
It's LARPing Cop. It's the cop that goes out and does Renaissance festivals on the weekends.
Fair.
Trailer shot. Somewhere, a guy is going, yes, that was awesome. And then Raiden wipes his blade and puts it away and you get a B rank, because of course you fucking do! Alright, what did I get there? Long range, naked eye. I could have done better though.
C for coulda done better.
When Akira told me you got pulled through the gate, I nearly lost it.
So unlike what I got when I played this game, where I was like, okay, if you get dragged through, it's like you're done. It's not necessarily, because these guys, they just come in, they're like, we're gonna save you. Getting dragged into this world is not an immediate death as I thought it was.
No. It will happen if you're left in there for an extended period of time, but still.
Yeah, so we probably shouldn't stay in here too long.
Hey, guys. Look around. Who'd have thought the gates led to a place like this?
I like how that implies that Jin is the first time he's come here, meaning that he just thought, yeah, let's just jump in.
Why not? Frame rate dimension? Might make a vacation home for myself here.
You ever feel like you're somewhere you're not supposed to be?
Trailer line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was gonna say, if the reception wasn't bad at first, that's some crazy good technology.
It's certainly not Virgin Mobile, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I just picked one. I don't know what that one is. Good or bad.
You actually picked my internet service provider.
He didn't
Oh dang! Well, I think that's what people have been talking about on Twitter recently for not being up and running. So
That's been fine for me. It did go down for like maybe a few hours. I had a panic attack multiple times on the hour, every hour until it was fixed, but still.
Yeah. Also, people are probably talking about it because of Richard Branson and Tim being a dick.
Don't know about that. I don't follow his thing. He might be a Legatus user himself, a man of honor. But then again, maybe he's just a dick, so.
I think it might be some missing people. Switch on your iris and check it out.
Oh yeah, people got swiped in here. Maybe we should rescue them before we head out.
Yeah, it might be a good idea, you know, like, do our jobs rather than standing around having a chat.
Oh, shouldn't be in the dark realm without a keyblade.
the guilt of being a cop in this current political environment is pulling us down.
Jesus Christ, Tanner.
It's okay, if I say it, people can't get mad at you.
Well, you don't know how YouTube comment sections work then, clearly.
You see, Tom, this is what happens when you invite two people who are relatively, how shall I put it?
Libtards.
What? What? No.
Wasn't quite the framing. Politically minded, I suppose, was part of it. But also, I mean, like, I have to say, it feels weird because I'm pretty sure that this is the first playthrough that Tanner and I have ever been in together.
Correct, yeah.
I think we were on a stream together for a bit for one of them there, but yeah, no, this is our first proper playthrough on the channel here.
Which is kind of insane because, like, I look at our interests. It's just like, how have we not ended up in one before? Like, bloody hell.
Yeah, Tom, how come never before?
I don't know, but maybe, Tanner, you'll be on Wonderful 101 Remastered with Rich and I know.
Oh, that might make sense. I guess I would have to play past the 4th mission of that game because my Wii U died while I was playing it.
Oh, no.
I had it installed to the hard drive because I couldn't find a copy of it, so I bought it digitally. Turns out my external hard drive I got for my Wii U wasn't a good one. And so literally as I was playing, elements stopped loading. Voice lines would stop playing, and then eventually it said, hey, the game doesn't work anymore, and everything got deleted off my Wii U.
Oh.
Hundreds of Hyrule Warriors hours.
Oh, yeah, that ain't good.
It's okay, though. Nintendo won't put out the cloud service for that, because people might manipulate their saves and whatnot.
Hey.
They're still below the chimerification threshold.
Chimerification.
Don't even fucking look that up.
Oh, it's gotta be real. It's gotta be real. I'm gonna Google it. It's gotta be real.
I can't find anything. There's too much dimensional distortion in the vicinity.
That one is.
You're going to have to go back to where you fought that chimera.
It's not, because you type it in and you get Chimera Fiction. Written for Mother 3's 10th anniversary? What?
Bit random, but okay. Uh-oh, here come the Nintendo ninjas, you mentioned Mother.
No! Reggie, I'm sorry!
Although, that said, even though it is a made-up word, it is a made-up word that does have a history to it. It has been used by other people before.
This is bad. We're almost out of time.
Akira, you keep everyone safe, okay?
I will, with my shooty pointy Legion thing.
You come with me.
See, so this scene here has a lot of, shall we say, flags. A lot of flags going on.
Yes, quite.
A lot of flags if you're a fan of anime and video games where you go, I know what's happening.
His gets a shield, just like that.
Well, that's because it's the Axe Cop, and it has magnificent shielding powers, and also really great strength, but also it is really slow and not necessarily great at comboing, so that's where Sword Cop comes into his own.
I will say, they call it an axe, but it looks nothing like an axe to me. It just looks like a Monster Hunter greatsword.
It's alright, I can take out 2. I can take out 2. No, cutscene, get away!
The guilt is getting to you. That or you haven't had your donuts in a while.
Oh no, donut level fatally low.
Please insert jelly-filled donut.
Your Legion rental has expired. Taking it back by force.
Your credit card that would automatically be charged is no longer available.
That's bad. Oh no, that's very bad.
Yeah, that's very, 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 very bad.
So, shall we have a word about this master and slave relationship?
I can break these cuffs!
Not the doggo. Not Jotaro over there. Why did I pronounce it like that? I don't know.
They can never break these chains. These are our bonds.
Olive, the override release command. Hurry!
Yes, sir. Whatever that is. Typing it in there.
No use. The override release is
Well, it seems like we didn't upgrade our antivirus.
Also, we didn't program that feature in the first place, you daft bastard.
You can't just type in override and things happen.
I'm evil now. And I'm red. That's how you know.
Blue is good, red is evil. Unless both blue and red are evil. Which is a Khmer enemy trait.
I don't know which of these I'd be most scared to fight if they were on the evil side, honestly.
Yeah, it sure would be a shame if they all decided to attack us all at the same time and we'd have to worry about all of them fighting. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, I see. They're bestial. That kind of helps, really.
Yeah, they're like, no, I'm gonna take out these guys myself because they chained me.
Do I get the points for that? No! Oh.
I much prefer a sword Mr. X myself.
Ignoring you. I'm just gonna run away from it.
Perhaps the environment beyond the gate.
Yeah, it's, you know, much like any sort of media that involves a, you know, a human with some super-powered partner there. Also, hi, Virgil Swords.
Yep.
You know, going on. It's pretty rough to try and fight these creatures that are once our slaves.
Although I have to say, like, even though this is something that probably I should have expected, considering how the whole thing opened, I wasn't expecting this to happen at all, and I was just like, ooh, that's an interesting wrinkle. I mean, is it this moment where you kind of go, well, that explains how we're going to get access to all the different legions, but it was one of those moments of just thinking, that's clever.
See, I knew that something like this was going to happen, but I didn't know it'd be within the first 2 hours of the game, roughly.
Yeah, that as well. Like, this is the type of thing that you'd expect to happen right towards the end, or like just at the end of the second act.
Alright, Tom, hold up and press B. That's how you can guarantee the capture.
I'm doing it. You guys want me to catch yours as well while we're at it? I guess that's a no.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit preoccupied to request help.
I mean, you'd think with these guys being their partners, they'd know the battle strategies of them, but, well, I mean, aside from our sister here.
No! Fuck off!
That's what you get for using a regular Legatus and not a Great or Ultra Legatus.
Oh, it makes me so anime! Converting. Cop status achieved.
So this is kind of the big upgrade moment. You now have access to not only, you know, more powers at this point, but now you start to do some flashes. These flashes are very important to the combat.
Yes, they are.
So basically, when you flash, that means that at that moment, if you press the Call Legion button, you'll do a Legion combo. These Legion combos are your best attacks. They are very powerful and can usually lead into situations where you can do stuff like a launcher or, you know, like Stinger or anything, any of the normal, you know, Kamiya sort of combat techniques, you'll start to get them here.
Oh, it feels like my arm is complete again.
Yep, this is the true Unchained combat starting now.
Yeah, and this is the point where the game really does come into its own in terms of the gameplay, because suddenly you're just like, oh, I get it. Partially because, you know, you give them most of your tools that you need, but also it just feels right and fun and exciting.
Yeah, because now you can, you know, actually do like the team-up attacks that you saw in cutscenes. You can actually do them now, and they look cool and do big numbers.
He got an Explodo thing, stay away from that. Whoa, Nelly.
So yeah, you're thrown into a boss fight now against all 4 of the other ones at the same time. It's a surprising early game fight that I know when I was doing, I'm like, is this actually happening right now? This is kind of sick.
Yeah, ditto.
Fuck you and your long combos that make it hard to dodge. Oh, Arrow, you don't have much going for you in terms of the in terms of the melee options, do you?
Nah, it's mostly just gonna be picking you off from the side. Versus Big Hands McGee here, who will be attacking you.
Yeah. Doggo. Come here.
Sleep tight, pupper.
Oh. Nope. Yes. Oh, God.
The big one you're worrying about is Axe here, as his attacks are very wide-reaching. The others aren't as much, but hey, guess what? Fight them all at once now.
Okay, Legion, I'm going to have to ask you to take the reins on this one. Okay, whew.
Yeah, thank God that was a cutscene fight, otherwise, oh boy, it would have ended badly.
Oh, it feels so much better once you get that counter. I honestly fell out of my depth until this point.
Yeah, the counter, the team-up... Well, the team-up attack... Or the counter is a team-up attack, actually, because you get the flash when you do it. So, by unlocking that, you unlock a lot of the combat.
Makes those big guys hell of a lot easier to fight, because like I said, their problem is, when you can't counter, you will very likely be hit by their follow-up attack. So, when you have the counter, you can knock them out of it and into the air and just carry on.
You are invincible when you do those counters, so that is a really nice thing.
Legion, if you could grow wings or a jetpack, that would be very good right about now.
Or, you know, some troll physics thing where you pick me up and throw me, ignoring the fact that that's not how physics works, but that's fine.
Well, it wouldn't be troll physics if it didn't make sense. Or if it did not make sense. Ah, there you go. Who wants platforming?
This is probably my least favorite part of the game.
Oh, I'm sort of there with you, honestly. It's a little bit clunky, but you know what? It could have been much worse.
Yeah, it's just... It is an interesting sort of way to do movement, where basically you send out your Legion, you press the Y button, and then it pulls you to where it is. The only problem is there's a bit of actual, like, physics to it, where you kind of fall as you do it, and you can hit platforms, and it's like, not always the best. But hey, S rank, baby!
Mwah.
Very well done. I mean, I think from what I remember with platforming is that it's okay until you end up in situations where it's really unhelpful. Like the bits where it starts to ask you to do more complicated platforming is where it really becomes a problem.
Or timing based, that's also a problem.
Oh yeah, timing base is ridiculous.
No! My one of child's? I'll save you! Ah, I didn't save you.
If only I could have gripped the very easy to grab onto chain, but I had to go for the hand because it was anime.
Ah, more anime here. Go bullshit powers.
Also, don't worry, the chain length is entirely variable. It is not. It will be as long as it needs to be.
Now, you can actually upgrade that if you have certain, like, install mods and whatnot, but not to that length. Come on, no.
It's a bit redonkulous. Don't worry. Let's say the power of anime flowed through him and he got extra length.
Well, he had the crazy anime hair, so like it was super anime powers at that moment in time.
Opposed to his regular hair, which is totally not anime at all.
Oh no. Oh no.
You thought I was gone.
Right in the back. Poncho's there. Everyone's ready to fuck your shit up.
I'll keep him busy.
Good luck with that, Max.
Yeah.
Really? You sure about this? I mean, I know the flags were there, but you're really putting them up right now.
And today,
Just like, you're really aiming to not survive this, aren't you?
except yours. We can't risk losing that too.
It's like this was an anime, and we're like on episode 4 right now already.
Just be thankful it's not Devilman Crybaby's finale.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I ain't explaining it, go watch it. We did a TV com for the whole thing, actually.
Yeah, well, I've not seen it at all, so... Is it recommended?
If you like violent anime, yes.
Oh, okay, then maybe.
It's unique. Let's say that. It's a very unique one.
Jin, what are you? Let me go! Let me go! Dad! Dad!
Ignore it. Push out the crying sound of your child.
Just hear him. He's like, well, time for me to say what I've always wanted to say. Predictable!
You get it? Do you get it, Rock? If not, you will when you check it out on Wikipedia.
I promise. Go.
I want 2 of those big swords.
What happened
It'd be
here?
bloody cool if you could have 2 of those swords. That would make combat even more fun.
Okay, but hear me out. 3 of those big swords.
Oh, so the Legion has one.
No, one in your mouth, like Zoro.
Okay. Now you've just got to made Max's sacrifice stupid.
I mean, I will say, if you go in for 3, you might as well go for 4 and do the whole Bayonetta.
Nah, go for 6, like Date Masamune. 3 in each hand, like a claw.
Your sister. Akira. Keep her safe.
Well, you know, if you're going for 6, you might as well just go for 100. Just, you know, like, just keep lifting the numbers, just as many swords as physically possible.
Alright, no, I got the last one. Let's go with Fate Stay Night Unlimited. Unlimited Blade Works.
So as I pray, unlimited dad death.
Oh no! It keeps happening!
And trailer shot.
That thumbnail!
That's a spoiler and a half, mate. I'm not putting that as the thumbnail. Oh lord.
But then that makes people go, I wonder if he'll get out of this safe, this anime dad.
Man, yeah. It's kind of funny that the frame rate dimension is in itself a red flag. The whole thing is fucking crimson. As hell. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm sure Dad got out of that just fine.
He'll do fine, maybe.
Yeah, totally.
Let me go!
You can't go back in there, you crazy bitch. You don't have no Legion anymore.
For nothing?
Oh my god, Jin actually emoted there for a second.
That's it. That's his one. He's done now.
Dad, he was 2 days away from my retirement, etc. Oh no, Rock! He was also 2 days away from retirement.
He's just thinking about the input for Neo Deadly Rave.
Too much. Gotta go play Smash. Not at Evo, you won't. So yeah, there we go. File 2 done and dusted. B, not bad overall. I did miss a red case though, sadly.
Shameful.
No, I think I need other legions to find that particular one.
Yes, I think that one is a combat one, and so some of the combat ones are hidden behind sort of obstacles that you can't get through on your first time through.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Aha! We have now attained the rank of officer, and our health and duty rewards have increased.
Yeah, so you get like cop level, which increases the amount of personal information your iris can show. It goes up to, of course, the 3 measurements, because Japan!
Yeah. Yep, we got money, we got all that good stuff. Yeah. So guys, I think we're going to end things here, and we'll see you next time when the Astral Chain playthrough continues. Bye for now.